apocalypse.
What's up, Otaku Nation? It's Oda King Live coming at you again for a new episode, and this is actually a YouTuber episode. This is going to be a YouTube chat random episode, and as it is currently the big thing, it's going to be based on the new YouTube changes, the new rules that they just implemented that everybody's freaking out about. Twitter's blowing up about it. So, like pretty much everybody else trying to get in the YouTube game or trying to get a couple views, I'm going to make a video on it. So, now there's a lot of conflicting opinions about this, of course. Just like the 10,000 views to be monetized. You know, a lot of people didn't mind that one. It's enough. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've been in the game for 6 months now, and I'm not even at 5,000 views. So, you know, everyone's going to be like, oh, well, your content's garbage, and etc., etc. And I'm not saying it's great, but it's to where it's just incredibly hard to be noticed on YouTube at this point. Any of the large channels, million-plus channels, even 100,000 channels, they've been around for years and years. And, you know, 5, 7, 10 years ago, there was a lot less competition on YouTube, and it was a lot easier to be found and subscribed to back then. Now there's 20 channels for everything. Probably even more. There's probably 200 channels for everything on YouTube. So unless you're, I don't know, pretty much have connections or you have the serious dollars to spend, it's hard. And if you're actually trying to do it to make money, good luck to you. I really hope you're just doing it for fun, because in this day and age, unless you know people and you live in Hollywood or something, you're just going to be doing it for fun, more or less. So enjoy, because that's, as you may know, I do. So I got a whole list of information here, and we're going to be going through a little bit of it. Again, this has only just happened. I'm just going off what I've read on Twitter so far from a few of the bigger YouTubers and everything else. So, and then the smaller ones all banding together. So we're just going to run through a bunch of stuff and go from there. So right off the bat, I mean, I understand it. I understand, what is it? It's 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 hours watch time, plus the 10,000 views. I'm not sure. 1,000 subscribers. Now, you got the big YouTubers making a big deal, whoop-de shit. But 1,000 subscribers, when you're brand new, is hard. I know channels that have been around for years that don't have 1,000 subscribers yet. It's tough to come by unless you know people. You get shoutouts or you make really cutting edge videos. Good luck to you. And like I said, I see where they're coming from, but it's just brutal. And I think it was HHE said that, you know, at most, you know, what are you going to make, like $100 with that low of subs? But $100 is something. Because just buying cameras, lights, you know, computer, software, anything like that, it can be, $500 to $1,000 just to start a semi-decent channel. So, you know, even if you make $50 a month, that's something. That's some type of return. And that's, when I started YouTube, that's what I said to myself. I said, if I make even $50 a month, I'm happy. I don't really care. Like, I have a decent job. I don't really mind the money aspect of it. I just mostly do this for fun and to, you know, record my junk and everything else and just, you know, tell my story. But for some people, you know, that $50 to $100 can mean a lot more to them. And that's where this is kind of the, you know, a little bit unfair. So, you know, that's why if you've watched any of my old videos, my, you know, bitching and complaining videos about growing a channel, you'll know that that's why I don't have a Patreon, because I don't believe in it. I believe you should keep your money and, like, don't give it to people who don't really need it. I mean, I don't understand so many people that donate to people for next to no reason, especially all those Twitch streamers and stuff. I mean, you know, I don't want any money. Even if I was a big channel, I would never have a Patreon. I don't want your money. Now, but like I mentioned before, if I'm doing a review on one of my old retro games and you know, I'm missing a manual and you got the manual you don't want anymore, let me know. I might be interested in something like that. But you know, that's about as far as it would go. It'd be like a PO box, you know, you help me help you out type situation on a little bit of retro trading. That would be about it, and that would just be between fans, really. So I don't think that's so terrible. But you know, and talking about again the money thing, because H3H3 again tweeted that, you know, $100, big deal, but and it's not necessarily to us, you know, in US, Canada, things like that. But think of the channels in third world countries. I mean, YouTube's huge. There's a lot of other channels you don't know about, you never heard of, you never probably will know or hear about. They're, you know, in other languages, things like that. That, you know, maybe they only make $50 a month, but, you know, that's so much money to them. Like, you know, $50 to a country like, you know, in a third world type country situation, $50 to them could be like $1,000 to us. Like, you know, it's just extremely unfair to a lot of people who might depend on it. Now, granted, yes, a lot of the channels don't depend on it. They do it for fun. That's fine. You know, they shouldn't be complaining too hard. I'm not complaining. I'm just sticking up for the people who might be in a badder situation than us. And, you know, look at all the junk behind me. Obviously, I'm doing all right. But it's just a shitty situation for possibly the people out there that literally do depend on it. You know, I feel sorry for them, and, you know, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, we'll pick up a second job or things like that. And it's like, you know, it's not as easy as some of you might think. And, you know, moving on. You know, like in this situation that just appeared, think of it like you work for a company. You know, you work for, you know, let's just say, keep it simple. Let's say you work for Walmart or something like that. And, well, the company you work at just said, anyone with less than 1 year seniority is fired. Period. And then, well, they go, well, I mean, you can still work here if you want. And maybe after a few months, maybe after a few years, you might get paid. Like, what is that? Like, some people do consider YouTube, you know, a minor second job. And could you imagine being at your work and being told that you're not going to be paid unless, you know, maybe one day, you know, if you put enough hours and people like you enough, you got enough, you know, subscribers at work, and you know, maybe then you'll get paid if you know, you get those 1,000 people at work that like you. And it's like, what? That's messed up. But and again, you know, we're talking legit YouTubers. We're talking about, you know, I know that they're trying to do it to keep the weird channels, you know, down, and, you know, the terrorist channels, you know, the racist channels, things like that. I understand that. But there's a lot of absolutely legit channels that, you know, are just getting caught up in this, and they really shouldn't. I was tweeting earlier that I believe that, you know, any YouTuber has the right to earn the same amount of money as anybody else. Let's see here. Yes, I don't care if you have 1 subscriber or you have 1 million. You are no different as a 1 subscribed channel than that 1 million subscribed channel. You deserve the same right to earn. You know, if you're playing ads on your videos, they're playing ads, you should earn the exact same as them. There should be no discrimination that just because you're newer. Again, a legit YouTuber, like someone who is, you know, I know that they're doing it to try and keep a lot of the crap and the spam away, and I understand that. But there needs to be, I don't know, a better system in place for it, because this is just going to end up hurting a lot of people again. Because in this day and age, it's hard to reach those numbers. All the big channels are where it's at. Who's going to really look at smaller channels for the most part in this day and age if you're doing something similar to everybody else? And saying, well, do something different is kind of tough, because most people will do things that they care about or have interest in, and not everybody can just fake everything. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about here is a few channels that, you know, I've tweeted out about it, and they're just, you know, on my radar about things. So first off is, you know, we're talking about giant channels like, let's say the fake prank channels. So fake prank channels, you know, 1 million+ subscribers, do they really deserve the YouTube ad revenue? I mean, there's legitimate smaller channels that are, you know, educational, you know, really beneficial, but they don't deserve anything but, you know, these giant fake prank channels or those weird toy channels, things like that. You know, they're fine because they have the views and, you know, they've been around for 5-10 years. It's just, it's a lot of unfairness, and it's not even really about the whining, it's just unfair, period. So, I'm going to run through a few people here. So, first off, let's talk about the biggest one. Let's talk about PewDiePie. I mean, I got my starred PewDiePie beard here. But, does he really do anything special to get the views that he gets? No, it's just that he's PewDiePie. So, you got people saying, like H3 and stuff, saying, you know, oh, well, be serious about your videos, be hard, you know, be hardcore, you know, be innovative, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, big channels like PewDiePie and things like that, they don't do anything really special at all, and they get, you know, the millions of views. It's just because they're who they are, and they've grown so large from being on YouTube for so long that, you know, they don't have to do anything. I mean, even Keemstar himself, what does he really do? Other people give him stories and he reads them. Woo! And, you know, he makes millions of views for that. And what did Keemstar say? He said that, you know, any of the smaller channels should just quit now. Well, if all the smaller channels quit now, you're going to run into drama soon enough, because, you know, nobody gives too many shits about the Paulers already. I mean, you know, that whole Jake and Logan Paul thing is getting so old that if you don't get newer channels coming along, you're going to run out of drama, because you're not going to have any new channels to start any fake internet beef with, because all the older ones are going to be cleaned out of it sooner or later. And then H3H3 said that he thinks it's a good thing. It's going to keep a lot of the spam down and stuff like that. But I mean, again, these are already millionaires. These are people who have extreme money, live in Hollywood or Los Angeles, New York, whatever. They've lost touch of what it is like to be a small YouTuber. They don't understand, because, well, all of these people have people working for them. They don't do their own edits. They don't do, you know, they don't do their own intros. They don't do their own camera work. They don't do much of any of that. Like, they all have people to do it for them, and that's where it's ridiculous, because for a lot of the smaller YouTubers, especially the ones that are literally trying to earn money, they have to do it all themselves. And if you're like, you know, like most of us, we work 9 to 5, have a family. I mean, you know, I personally, you know, wife, kids, all that stuff, and I don't have all the days of the hours to be working on YouTube. That's why I just do it for fun, however, so don't confuse that. Now, like I said before, you know, years ago it was so much easier to grow your channels. So, again, if I searched up, like right now, a retro gaming channel, and let's say I want to watch retro gaming, whatever, Super Nintendo game, 2 channels come up. One has 100,000 views and one has 10. Or, you know, sorry, one has 100,000 subscribers and one has 10 or 100 subscribers. It's human nature that I'm going to go with the larger channel. I'm just going to click the larger channel because, you know, it's a subconscious decision that bigger is better. You know, if everyone is at 1, then that's obviously the better one. The smaller one might be way better, but you're going to instinctively click on the larger one. And that's how it is. So that's why when you have a smaller channel, it's extremely hard to be found, because even if someone does search up something that you're doing, they're going to go with the larger channel, you know, 9 out of 10 times. 9 out of 10 times. And it's incredibly annoying, but again, I understand it. So what can you do? Well, you can self-promote. Well, guess what? How many places don't want you doing that? I mean, even Reddit, you have to have 10 posts per every self-promotion, and those are the threads that allow it. And then you got to deal with all the trolls and everything that even do allow it, you know, telling you to get off and your stuff's garbage, and even though they don't have any idea, they're still going to tell it to you. And it's just a vicious cycle of trying to grow your channel. And it's not a lot of fun. And even myself, especially over the Christmas time, I really slowed down hard, mostly because, you know, if you know, I'm a mailman, and it gets busy at Christmas time. So I just really didn't have a lot of time. And you know, so my channel slowed down and I wasn't doing 5 uploads a week. It went to 5 every 2 weeks kind of thing. Not that anybody noticed anyways, because, you know, I don't get the views, but whatever. It is what it is. And, you know, I'm still going to chug along because I got nothing much better to do in the daytime when I'm waiting for my son to get off school. So, you know, that's pretty much about it. I mean, you know, you thought clickbait and stuff was bad now. Get ready. I mean, people are really hurting for the views right now, and the subs right now. Those, you know, like people between, you know, around that 500 sub mark. You know, clickbait and all that stuff's going to get really intense now. You know, really a lot of jumping on trending, probably, things like that. You know, Paul or dead body videos, things like that. And, you know, like I said, everyone, for the most part, is in it for themselves. So you're going to see the big YouTubers saying that it's fine. All the smaller ones saying it's not fine. I get it. It's human nature to protect yourself first. But just be a little wary, because I see a lot of the small channels trying to band together right now. They're all trying to group together. They're all trying to say, you help me, I'll help you, things like that. Be a little wary of it. Again, 9 out of 10 times people are just in it for themselves. They're trying to use this to get views and subs and clicks for themselves. I mean, they're going to say they're not. They're going to say they're going to support you too. But be wary, because a lot of them they're just trying to get the support for themselves. People will say one thing and mean another, especially when it comes on YouTube. And that's about it. That's about all I have to say on this situation right now. If you enjoyed anything, feel free to leave a like, comment below. Maybe you agree with me, maybe you don't. And I'll talk to you next time. Peace.